Okay, here a tutorial on working with a symmetrical design. First, what we want to do is we want to go and set up our page. I have it set here at 5 by 7. Here you can change the units where you want to work with. Once that is set, all you need to do is close it, but you want to make note of your width and your height. And then close it. So now we have a page what is 5 by 7. Now what we want to do is we want to create a few guides. All you need to do is here from the ruler you drag, click and drag a line to the center. Now that line, when the line is red, you double click on it, then you set your units, and we want to have that, since the page is 5 by 7, we want to set that at 2.5 on the X, and the Y we want to set at 3.5, and then click OK. Then we want to drag a ruler from the top, bring that to the center, and now it will snap. If you line up your mouse with the center point on the previous ruler, it will snap in that spot. But if you want to double check, you go here to the units again, and you can also set that over here again, the X-axis and the Y-axis, and then click OK. So now that we have our guides in place, we want to go and lock in our guides so that we cannot move them. Because if I now select them, I can just do that. I can drag it out of the way, and it would throw things out of proportion. So what we want to do is we want to lock our guides. Then we go to Edit and Lock All Guides. Now you can see we cannot select the guide anymore, and we cannot move them anymore. Now what we want to do is we want to go and load our image. Now we have our image. Now what we will do is we will resize the image. As we see the resizing handles here, we want to go here on the bar, make sure that the lock is closed. Now we can go and set the width on how wide we want it. 5 by 7, so say we want a width of 100 millimeters, so that would be 4 inches. If you want to work with the inches, you can change that here. Now we want to go and we want to align the image right on the center. Then what we'll go is Object, Align and Distribute. Then we want to go here to the relative to page, smallest object. So there you have options, but we want to have the page selected. Now we go and center on vertical axis and center on the horizontal axis. So now our design is centered right in the center of the page. Then what we will do is we'll go open up the objects panel. Now what we want to do, because we can still move the image wherever we want, and we want to have our image locked in place. So then what we'll do is, I'll undo that move for a moment. We are in the objects panel and we want to go and lock in the image. Now I can select it and it will not select the image anymore. So it's locked in place. Now we are ready to start drawing. Now what we want to be careful with is the snapping. We want to turn off snapping, because otherwise the Bezier tool, it may want to snap to your guides. So now we draw shapes. I'm not going to be really accurate, because otherwise everything takes too long. Then we take the node select tool. We can make the adjustments on the object. There. Now what we want to do is select the object. Now you see the resizing handles again. Now we want to go and click once more on it, and then we will see the rotation handles, plus we see the center point. And that center point, that's where we're going to be working with. Now what we want to do is right click on it, duplicate. Now we want to go also turn on the snapping. Now we'll go and take the center point, and by holding down, as you can see, I can move that center point now anywhere I want. But by holding down the control key, it will move in a straight line, either horizontally or vertically. And then I will go and move it that it snaps to the center guide. And then go and flip horizontally. Okay, now we'll go and draw the next object. We'll turn off snapping again. Otherwise, we'll have the issue of the Bezier tool snapping to the guideline. We'll create the next object and try to use as little points as possible. Make the adjustments. Then we'll go and select again. There you can see we have the handles again, but now we have to select it once more, and then we get the rotation handles again. Turn on snapping, duplicate, hold the control key down, and snap the center point to the guide again, and go and flip it horizontally. Okay, and that way you can go through the whole design, depending on what you want with your design. We can change the fill and stroke object. Fill and stroke. Oh, I got my objects panel in the way. Stroke style. We'll change the stroke style to a dashed line. And then we can go extension, inkstitch, troubleshoot objects. All shapes are valid. Extension, inkstitch, params. And there you can see we have a running stitch on all the objects. If you want to create a fill, then what you can do is select object, duplicate, give it a fill, and no stroke. Since I got all 4 objects selected, that's why all of them ended up green. And then we can go bring these to the bottom. And then we'll go extension, inkstitch, troubleshoot objects. All shapes are valid. Extension, inkstitch, params. Okay, we'll quit here. Cancel. What we're going to do here now for a moment is select all of them, and we'll run it once more. Okay, we'll have to check for a moment if everything is in the right order. So we'll okay, that one needs to go up. This one, that is the stroke. Move to the top. That is also the stroke. Move it to the top. And that one, that is a fill. That's a fill. That's a fill. And that's a fill. Okay, now we want, say that one we want first. Then we bring that one to the bottom. Oh, I see, I forgot, that's why. We want that one second, that one third, that one fourth. Okay, then we want that one, that one, that one. Okay, now we have them in the order we want. Now we run path or select everything, extension, inkstitch, params. Now you can see it will do all the fills. and then a running stitch around it. Okay, so this way you can continue creating your symmetrical design. And here in the center, since here are lines crossing across, what you can do is with the Bezier tool, let's be drawing this line, and then enter, create our object. Okay, now we have to make some adjustment. Line it up perfectly. Select it. Select again. Duplicate. Grab the center point. Move it onto the guide. And I'll flip it. And now what we will see is we have two separate objects. What we can do is go to the point select, and then with a shift select, select both of them, grab these two nodes and join the selected end nodes either with a new segment, or we can go and join the selected nodes. And then you can make an adjustment. Make the node symmetric. Then we can change the stroke style. If we want it as a running stitch, we want to have a dashed line. Okay. That's all I have for now. I hope this will help you in building a symmetrical design to your liking. Okay, thanks for watching.